Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters. Good Monday morning to you. Welcome. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, and thanks so much for joining me. I absolutely love being here. I know Tim Tebow's Rocky moment seemed to be last night as he took on those Pittsburgh Steelers, and what a cool game. Don't know if you watched it. Didn't matter which side you're on. Just absolutely great sports out there. And folks, hopefully, you are watching us on Tiger TV. If you're listening to us on the radio, thanks so much for doing that. We really do appreciate it. If you're catching the archive show up in New Hampshire, thanks so much. Everyone else, you really should be watching us on Tiger TV. You can watch it on your iPad, your mobile device, your Android device. Just go to the homepage at tfnn.com. And what I'd like you to do, if you got a new device over on the right-hand side, you'll see an area where you can click right there, bookmark that, because that gets you the new live streaming video that we've got, video, audio. Learning is all about being able to visually and audio, and be able to listen and hear what you see. And what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to watch my screens. In fact, right now you see my favorite place, on the entire planet. And I've been fortunate enough to have traveled so much and have been so many places around the world. This is my place. This is my favorite spot. This is my favorite view. This is my favorite angle. Oh, man, I love it. And I can take myself there just like that. No, I prefer to physically be there, but I can take myself there just like that. I hope that you have a spot as well in your life. And even if you're trying to improve your spots, make sure that you've got a place where you can go to for strength, because that universe is always going to throw curveballs at us. And at those times, you want to be making your decisions from an area of strength. For me, this is a visualization is so important, so key to everything that you do in life. We take a look at the markets around here right now. Things are relatively flat. You've got the S&P up about a point, the Dow up maybe 20 points, the NASDAQ up 7. If you go around the world, the DAX has just kind of slipped into red, down maybe about 10 points right now. FTSE down 12. King dollar down 24 ticks as it starts to pull back here. You got light sweet crude up 14 cents, gold up $5 right now. And what we did last week, what we started doing last week was working on our life's purpose statement. It's the beginning of a new year. It's 2012. This is the time to really decide, what it is that you want to do for your health, for your wealth, for your relationships, for those elements of your life. You can even dig down a little bit farther from a wealth standpoint. And wealth isn't just about money, folks, but I certainly want to be able to teach you how to play the money game. And, by listening in here, I'm going to show you patterns that continue to repeat themselves, just like any other patterns that you have in your life. But last week we worked on our life's purpose statement, and I got great emails from folks talking about that. Even last night, we're just going back and forth with one of my clients, if you will, taking a look at his business. He's got a really cool business out there, and just a little bit of conversation. And I love that. You can always reach me, Steve, at tfnn.com. Love hearing from you. And really, really grateful that, you're starting to put together your life's purpose statement. If you're just new, just tuning in this week, go back. You can always catch the archive of this show on Channel 14 and take a look at, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's show. Tuesday, we were coming back. The markets were gapping up, and so we pretty much just looked at the markets at that stage right now. And the way that I work, the show is folks, if there's some activity, some type of fireworks going on, I'll go ahead and bypass this first segment, if you will. But if there are fireworks, I want to be able to help to calm you, to help you understand what patterns are in place, what's going on, what to be able to look for, and what we've got going on today, what we had last night. Hopefully, in your skies, you saw that beautiful full moon that was coming in. Actually came in, I think, around 2 or 3 in the morning, but it was beautiful. Here in Florida, we had nice, crisp blue skies all over the place, and absolutely a great full moon to see. Now, today, what is really cool is now that we've got our life's purpose statement, today's actually, not that that wasn't fun, but, what's really fun from my standpoint is first just understanding, why is it that people aren't wealthier than they can be? And there's really 11 reasons. I cover 11 reasons in my special report, Pathways to Wealth. You can get that report by going over to the homepage at tfnn.com under Breaking News. Click on that, and it'll automatically be downloaded. That way, you don't have to wait on me to get an email out to you. You'll get that report right away. These are the top 5 of those 11 reasons why people aren't as wealthy. And what we're going to really focus on this week, if you will, is number 1, because they never define wealth. Most people make wealth a moving target, if you will. And what I have learned is you need to be able to create some definition in your life. You can always go back and change your definition, but it's important to be able to define things. And if you haven't defined what wealth means to you, then it's truly a moving target. And it's a reason that you haven't become as wealthy in your mind as you want to become. So today, this week, we're going to start to define what wealth means. Many folks, they fail to conduct and manage their life, if you will, as a business. And to me, when we play the money game, whether it's trading, whether it's investing, you have to step back and realize that you're in the money game. It is nothing more than a game. And we can teach you we teach you the tactics, the 20% of trading, the ABCs, the patterns. But what I really want to focus on, folks, is the 80%. They're called the strategies. A strategist will slay a tactician all days of the week, all evenings, up and down. And I want you to become a strategist. I want you to become a strategist with regard to your life, with regard to your business, with regard to everything it is that you do. Tactics, they're cool. And they're great to understand, and I can help you understand those. I just want you to have a strategy, and I want you to have a success strategy. Most folks don't believe that they can achieve. Well, here, we've got dreamers, we've got doers, and that includes you folks. And what we don't want to do is we certainly don't want to give up when we face life's biggest challenges, because the universe is nothing but feminine energy, beautiful feminine energy, and it's feminine energy's responsibility to continue to throw and test you. That's what the stock market does. That's what the universe does. That, folks, is a beautiful thing. But you don't want to give up. Most folks, if their goal is right here, right when they get about right there, they just simply give up. It's like a seed that you might plant, and maybe there's a drought or what have you, and things aren't going your way. And the question is, do you want to punch through? Well, I know all of you want to punch through. And the other reason that, folks, that, the top 5, if you will, if we're going to round things up, is just simply folks don't get good coaching. There is nothing more important, in my opinion. The best investments I ever made were the investments that I made in myself and being able to take myself from wherever it was to another level. I'm always looking, for an additional, they call it levels, if you will, another gear, whatever makes sense to you, whatever motivates you, no matter what. And I know that's true for everybody that we've got on the show today. Mondays are great days because after this show, you've got Tom and I, the dynamic duo, if you will. Then following that, you got Basil Chapman in the on-deck circle, Larry Pesavento, David White, Tom again. I know that each of those folks on a daily basis are always trying to learn more, improve what it is that we do. I know that that's a commonality that we have here. Well, each of those folks have had tremendous coaches in our life, and you should as well. So, let's take a look at how is it that you should go about, if you will, defining wealth. Well, I think the easiest way, one of the easiest ways, is just simply take out a piece of paper and break it into sections. Break it into sections where you've got basically, what I would do is down my left-hand side, if you will, I'd have 4 basic rows, if you will. Now, don't do a row. Give yourself a section, if you will. 4 or 5 rows, if you will, but create it into 4 sections. On the left-hand side, toys and rewards, section number 1. If you're working hard, you want to make sure that you've got toys and rewards in your life. Number 2, you want to make sure that you've got the giving and the feeling aspects. If you're not giving, you're not living, folks. There's nothing better than being able to contribute to others. So I want you to have that down there. I want you to have, your economic goals. And that's on the left-hand side. And at the very bottom, if you will, your 15-year income goals. And so then what I would do is I want to break this down, if you will, into columns. You'd have 3 columns. You'd have your short-term columns. What are those toys and rewards that you want during the next 12 months? Maybe some of you who are watching CNBC today, maybe you want one of those new Porsches. Oh, they had a beautiful white-looking cabriolet out there, $93,000. Of course, I'm going to show you ways that you can get those things for less, if you will, during the week here. But if that's one of the toys that you've always wanted, maybe it's a boat, maybe it's a different car. They had the new BMW 3s on CNBC earlier. Maybe it's a Ferrari, maybe it's a Maserati. Whatever it is, what is your goal during the next 12 months for your toys and rewards? Maybe it's boats. Maybe it's rewards like going over and taking a look at Steve's Rock in Lanai, going and checking out the Four Seasons Resort there. Folks, if you like peace and quiet, if you like to see whales jumping, if you love to play golf, if you love to go shoot, if you love climate changes, Well, you're talking about being nice and warm down on the bottom on the beach, and you can go all the way up to the Kauai, up at the top of Lanai, and it's in the 50s. You can, just a great place if you're looking for peace and quiet. If you want a little bit more activity, then go across the way to Maui, if you will, and go watch those whales jump. Don't watch them on TV. Actually do it live, if you will. But what are those toys rewards, if you want? Giving and feeling. What is it that you'd like to be able to give? What gift would you like to be able to give some agency, someone else in your life? Maybe make it anonymous, if you will. And what type of economic goals do you have for yourself? Maybe it's college education type things. Maybe it's putting away money so that you can start a business. Maybe it's turning a hobby into an actual business. Maybe it's, some type of economic goals. And down the columns here, I want you to have short term. That's within 12 months. I want you to have intermediate, between 2 to 10 years, and I want you to have those long-term goals, 10 years plus. Do that in each of those categories, your toys and rewards. Maybe it's a second home, maybe it's a third or fourth home. Whatever it is, just start jotting down those things that you want in life. Why? Folks, if you want to manifest things in your life, you got to first put them down on paper here. Put them down on paper, then I'll help you visualize it, and I'll help you achieve and manifest those things that you want in your life. We get back 877-927-6648. We'll go tool around, take a look at the markets, the currency. It's great to be here with you. We'll be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
In 1929, Joe Kennedy had $4 million. By 1932, he grew it into $180 million. All this during the Great Depression. The good thing about economic difficult times is that the worst economy can produce the best rewards in the shortest period of time. In fact, during the last 130 years, 61% of that time has been spent in recession. How would you like the strategies that are bulletproof against the turmoil of our economy in these fast-changing times? For the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets used by millionaires and billionaires. These are bulletproof strategies that will absolutely astonish you. I'd love to introduce you to these concepts that will absolutely change your life. You'll learn the 3 ways to grow any business exponentially. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, and host of the Trader's Edge, both seen daily at TFNN.com. If you're even a little bit interested in accumulating wealth, providing a better life for you and your family, then go to TFNN.com, look under Breaking News, and click on the Get Steve Rhodes Special Report link, and I'll email you this free report, Pathways to Wealth.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Having a wonderful Monday. Hope you're having a great day out there. You absolutely should. And what I've got on the screen right now, I've got that correlation between the King dollar, if you will, the U.S. dollar index, and the ES mini. That's the S&P 500 futures contract. And what I want to show you, is the continued correlation between a weak dollar and a strong dollar, and the way that it impacts the markets. Now, the blue line on here is the U.S. dollar index. Now, I've inverted it so that it is an easier way to be able to take a look at the line charts, if you will, that are on my screen. And so what that means is that if the blue line is going down, King dollar is getting stronger. If the blue line is going up, King dollar is getting weaker. And you can see how the ES mini, how the S&Ps is basically tracking it nearly tick for tick. And the correlation is just simply the direction of the markets. There's not a correlation between, if you're down 2 ticks, that means you're down this many S&P points. Or if you're down 20 ticks, you're down this many points. Or if you're up this many ticks. It's more the correlation, what's going on, so that you understand how that moves. And then from there, you can make your trading decisions. Now, what we do know is because there's not that, correlation with regard to if you're up in the dollar index by 50 ticks or so, and the markets are, because what happened last week was we had some real strength in the dollar. In fact, if I go over to the dollar index here, we had some real strength in the dollar. You can see that. Here's the last trading session, if you will, from January 6th. Right now, you can see the trading session of the day. You had a nice movement up there. What you also can see is you've got a 1.272 expansion. That price came in, if you wanted to know the exact price, that 1.272 expansion would be from the top of the swing point from October the 7th all the way down to the low that was put in on October the 28th, and that would be 81.95. Well, where does King dollar actually get up to? Gets up to 81.86. Close enough for my kind of work, folks, and it should be close enough for your kind of work as well. So you've got a 1.272 expansion there. Now, what we had is we had a nice, strong move in King dollar on Friday. But the markets, if you took a look at the markets, you had the composite was actually positive, finished up 4 points. The S&Ps almost flat, down 3 points, if you will. You had the Dow down 55 points. The NDX was real positive, 7 points. That's important to understand because we had real strength in the dollar. You don't have, as I say, a tick for tick with regard to one tick means this many points in these indexes. It's more the correlation with regard to direction. But what this is telling me, and I don't know what it's telling you, but what this is telling me, that there is underlying strength inside these markets. Now, what we also know with regard to the NDX had been the strongest index up until, that correlation was kind of weak over the course of, before we went into Christmas, if you will, the Christmas rally, if you will. The NDX wasn't participating. If it did, you would have had one heck of a nice rally. But the NDX seems to be back alive and well. Why? Well, what you can take a look at, we talk about these Gartley sell or Gartley buy patterns. If I go ahead and call up the, let me see if I can go over here into the Qs, what you're going to see inside the Qs, pretty impressive. Now, when you have a Gartley buy or a Gartley sell, I'm going to pull up the cues here right now. Let's see what the images are that are on my screen. They're kind of hard to see, so I'm going to have to redraw these here. Let me go ahead and take a look at the Gartley patterns. Let's get rid of this these two butterflies that are up here and delete that. Now, what you had actually happen inside the cues is we had about a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern, and that took place right in here. I don't know why there's a delay on this system here. That's terrible. Let's see if this will pop up. This light blue area, that's weird. So this light blue area that you can see here on the screen, this basically became, oh, we're missing it. That basically became a Gartley sell pattern. Now, when a Gartley sell pattern fails, what it will do is it will turn into a butterfly. If I put my retracement tool here, oh, this is going to be a fun couple of hours here. With regard to the tools that are on my system. Well, what I'm going to tell you is there's a 0.786 that goes from this swing point here, December 5th, down to where we gapped up on Monday. And what happens in these Gartley butterflies or Gartley, just regular Gartley patterns, this is a Gartley sell that took place. And when those fail, they will turn into butterflies. Well, what does that mean? That means that what we have going on inside the cues are going to now go ahead and more than take on the October 27th. I think they're going to expand beyond that level there. The October 27th swing point high that the cues are going after is 59.20. It closed out the session at 57.81. If we continue to dig inside the cues just a little bit, well, you've got Apple, right? Apple, if we take a look at Apple here, at least this pattern here is drawn in. You had an A to B equals C to D that completed at 410, if you will. We've had 3 gaps up in Apple. You've got volume that was picking up slightly. You're now inside the island. Apple's gone there to rescue all of those shares that were purchased during that period of October the 14th through the 18th. 877-927-6648. We get back, we'll see how the market's going to open.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in the equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com today, or call 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
To the races. You got the Dow up 17 points, trading out at 12,376. S&P's up 1, Composite up 7.5, Small Caps up 3, NDX up 3 as well. The New York Stock Exchange up 8 points. You've got the DAX in the negative, down 15 points. FTSE down 14. You got in Asia last night, you had the Shanghai was up nice, 65 points. We'll go take a look at that Shanghai. You had the Hang Seng up 272 points. The Nikkei struggled a little bit, down almost 100 points, down 98. King Dollar down 16 ticks right now. And what I want to do is just finish off here with Apple, because it's important to understand these Gartley patterns. They're really beautiful patterns, especially, in my opinion, the 0.786 Gartley buys or Gartley sells. In this case here, we've got the Apple chart up on the screen. That's what we were taking a look at before we went to break here. And what we're showing here in the light blue area, that is a 0.786 Gartley sell. Now, why would you not sell that? Well, the reason is, folks, and you can see it here, you can see this little area here, which I call gap number 3. You gapped up into the D point. If you're gapping up as you're on the C to D leg is so important on when you're taking a look at these Gartley patterns. Now, in this case here, the A point was right down here, started on November 25th. You made your B point, if you will, on December the 5th. Then it pulls back to a low that came in on December the 14th. Now we're starting our C to D leg. Well, in that C to D leg, you've got a gap right here. The gap was in between December 19th and December 20th. You then have another gap. It's a small one in there, but you've got a void of price, if you will, and that's in between the high that came in on December 22nd. That high there was $399.13. The low of the next session got down to a low of $399.49. Little bit of a gap there. Well, that's a sign of some strength, those gap ups that you have, especially in a stock, if you will. What does Apple do as it completes, coming into that 0.786 area, as it completes an A to B equals C to D? It does a third gap. So you've got a third gap. So when you're coming in to a 0.786 retracement area, when you're completing an A to B equals C to D, that says caution. Caution, Will Robinson, if you will, because that's not how you want to complete a Gartley sell pattern or a Gartley buy if you just flipped it around. And what does Apple do? You know, Apple hangs out in that price area for really one trading session, which was January the 4th. And then on the 5th on Wednesday, goes ahead and closes well enough above the 0.786 to let you know that what it was doing was it was going and starting its way off to make a butterfly pattern. When those 0.786 areas fail, they typically will go on to do a butterfly pattern. Well, what's the next step where Apple's going to get some resistance? That's right. You know it. It's that move of a move. It's a 100% move of a move. Come into this island area. Well, if you go back to the high of October the 17th, you got a high of 426.70. What has Apple traded to already today? Apple has gotten up to 426.77, I believe. So it's gotten just above that. the volume today is going to be real important. You know, we only got 17 minutes, so we're not going to pay attention to the volume that we have in Apple. Pulling back just a little bit, trading out right now at 424.81. But you've got some strength inside the Qs out here. And Apple now is starting to participate. Now, what do we have from a volume standpoint going into that swing point there of October 17th? You've got good volume in Apple. You've got 24 million shares. If the Qs are really going to pull us up, which Apple's about 14.5%, if you will, Apple's going to have to come in today with more than 24 million shares. If it's coming in with 24, 25 million shares, even if it doesn't get above that, it's now starting to come into that swing point with volume based on these gaps up, based on a 0.786 Gartley sell failing. This is telling me that Apple wants to go ahead and trade up to that 443 area. If you make that move, because we've gotten over and closed below it, says the work could be done for the time being in Apple. 877-927-6648. Dow up 3, S&P's flat right now. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume and the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
In 1929, Joe Kennedy had $4 million. By 1932, he grew it into $180 million. All this during the Great Depression. The good thing about economic difficult times is that the worst economy can produce the best rewards in the shortest period of time. In fact, during the last 130 years, 61% of that time has been spent in recession. How would you like the strategies that are bulletproof against the turmoil of our economy in these fast-changing times? For the last quarter of a century, I've studied and used the secrets used by millionaires and billionaires. These are bulletproof strategies that will absolutely astonish you. I'd love to introduce you to these concepts that will absolutely change your life. You'll learn the 3 ways to grow any business exponentially. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien and host of the Trader's Edge, both seen daily at TFNN.com. If you're even a little bit interested in accumulating wealth, providing a better life for you and your family, then go to TFNN.com, look under Breaking News, and click on the Get Steve Rhodes Special Report link, and I'll email you this free report, Pathways to Wealth.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. Let you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we waited at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And, folks, do yourself a favor. Go over to the homepage at TFNN.com and sign up for Tom's Tick and Trend webcast that he is doing this coming Wednesday at 6:30. That's January 11th. That's this coming Wednesday. Absolutely something that you want to get your head wrapped around, as Tom likes to say. And it's so great because this is a cool indicator that you're going to be able to use, especially when markets are at bottoms. And we know that markets are a living, breathing organism made up of you, of me, of patterns that continue to complete on a daily basis, and you want to be able to understand how to use some of the best tools that are out there. So sign up for that course. If you are a subscriber to one of Tom's newsletters, then, that's another way to do it. Not a bad time to test drive one of Tom's newsletters, if you will. And stay tuned because, again, following this show, you got Tom and I, then Basil Chapman, then Larry Pesavento, David White from 4 to 6, and David White from 3 to 4, Tom from 4 to 6. Now, what I've got up on my screen here right now is I've got the euro, U.S. dollar currency pair. So important to be watching that. We've been watching the euro get crushed here. This is the daily chart that we've got. The euro trading out at 1.27318 or 307 right now. And what the euro is doing, excuse me, this is really important. And I picked up on this late last week. Don't know why it took me to late last week to pick up on it. But what the euro is doing, the euro is coming into the August 25th, August 26th, 2010 time frame. And you can see that the euro, when it was coming into that area there, was an important low, if you will. It was also an important low inside our markets because that's when, if we go take a look at any of the markets, any of the indexes, that's when we had QE2, certainly that came in to being. But how did these planetary indexes know that that's what was going to actually happen? Because those things, folks, are established millions of years in advance. Well, you had two P-index dates. You had a 3 and a 16 back-to-back, real power, real strength. And so those areas should hold as resistance, as support for right here. And what I've got is I've got the low of the low and high mark during that 25th to 26th period. You can see we're trading inside there right now. It's going to be important to watch as you come through that area, the high there of one, now it can go down and it can test a low. That would be absolutely normal. You can see the low actually is a swing point that we've got there. It can also just stop right about here and then move higher, reject this area. And if we reject this area here, what that's saying is that you can get pretty nice bounce out of this area. Just a normal 0.382 from the highs, which came in and around the May time frame, could take you right up here in this 135 area. Now, what you want to do is you want to see it get outside of this area. You want to see it get out of here with some type of conviction. That type of conviction could be wide price spread. That type of conviction could be a candle pattern, could be a hammer, could be a bullish engulfing. And, today, depending on where the euro closes its session, if it closes its session up above let's see here, where did it open? If it closes above 1.27865, so that means if it closes at 1.27866, what you've got is you've got a bullish engulfing right there where you should be taking a look at some pretty good support. I'd feel a lot better once it clears the actual top of that black line that I've got there in that P index. So you're going to want to be watching the euro and how it trades because of the correlations that exist in the market. Is the work to the downside done? No, I don't think so because we've got too many low volume highs out there that need to be tested. But that doesn't mean that the market can't bounce from here because the euro has absolutely dragged us down. And we'll see as it, now here's the other side. If you want to take a look at the real bearish side, if those lows get taken out, folks, because of that strong planetary index double combination that we had out there, if that fails, well, what that's saying is the euro is going to go all the way back to its June lows. That euro is going to get down into the 119 area, and that will absolutely put pressure on the markets. Again, we can't figure it out tick for tick, but it will put some pressure on the markets. Let's take a look and see what else is going on currency-wise around the world here. If we take a look at let's take a look at the yen, if I can find that yen chart here on my screen. Here's the U.S. dollar yen chart. Not really a whole lot happening here. What the yen is trying to do, you can see the yen has made this move from this retracement. This candle right here was after the Japanese finance ministers came in, had some intervention. You see, what they don't want, folks, is and what we don't want, quite frankly, is we don't want a strong yen. Why? Strong yen means it costs more for me to get sushi from Japan. That's a terrible thing. It costs more for sake. We can't be having that. Actually, it costs more for all of our goods because Japan is the country that we rely on for so much technology, so many components, and a strong yen means we're going to be paying more money. Well, you know, the Japanese government knows that, and they want to be able to export their products to us, and that's why they've jumped in a couple of times to be able to intervene. But, you know, they need help from everybody else, so they're trying to weaken the yen. What the yen did after that intervention is it pulled back below the 0.618 area. That's from the low down here all the way up to the high, and when it came back down here during the let's say the late December, early January timeframe, all it was really doing was making 100% move, tried to power out of here, and it really did, because this candle right here, folks, this is a bullish engulfing, and what the yen did was it engulfed 1, 2, 3 trading sessions, giving you some strength. Where's support on a bullish engulfing? Well, it's the low of the candles that it engulfed, so that would say support now on the Japanese yen is going to be down at 76.5990, trading out at 76.85, it looks like. If we take a look at the pound, and the importance of understanding what's going on with this basket of currencies is that's what's behind King Dollar, if you will. So you want to take a look at the pound. If we take a look at where the pound is trading on a daily chart, you know, you can see the pound, what it did. The pound came down and also almost got down all the way to the lows from the trading session of December 29th, where it would have completely completed the move of a move. That low down there was 153.60. Where did it get down to? Well, it came down to a low of 153.75. Right now, it's kind of a not giving us any information. You know, it's kind of in the mid area, trading out at 154.25. Let's see if we pull this back any further. What do we have going on here? You know, in the end, it's just simply inside this swing point here from October the 6th, 2011. You know what we want to see, if you're looking to be a bull in the market, what you want to see is you want to see this area rejected. You want to see the Great British Pound get above 155.01. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow just turned slightly green. We'll be right back, folks.
It's better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing. But what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while actually reducing your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns, making missed opportunities a thing of the past. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at DirectionFunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed, with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to your trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow's up 6 points right now. S&P just slightly positive, up almost a point. Composite up 5. King Dollar, where's King Dollar? King Dollar down only 8 ticks right now. And light sweet crude off 82 cents. And what I've got up on my screen here, I've got the 4 different quadrants, if you will, of the ETFs to follow the indexes that we take a look at. You've got the diamonds over here on the right-hand side. And if we take a look at the diamonds here, what we can see is we've got the diamonds trading above the October 27th swing point. We still have this area up here, this total gap that we've got. In fact, I don't think that gap has been closed. If we take a look at the high off of the trading session when we came back on December 30th, the high that we had out there was 122.63. When we pulled back, oh, it did close. Okay, pulled back to 122.59. Still just simply trading in this little trading range here, this little sideways trading range. We take a look at the Qs. The Qs, have now cleared the gap from December 5th. We were talking about that, and how the Qs now want to go ahead and take on what you had here on the Qs. This one here, I was having trouble earlier when we were taking a look at my charts. And what was nice about this little Gartley pattern that we had here was you had a 1.618 expansion. So you had nice sacred geometry. You had a 1.618 expansion. You had a 0.786 retracement area. You had an A to B equals C to D complete in this area. And that's why I say what the Qs want to do is they want to go ahead and they want to trade up to at least 58.44. That would be the 1.272 expansion of this X point here all the way down to the bottom. And what that also makes sense. Why? Because if you go over to the left, what would that be going into? Going into October 27th. So that's where the Qs want to be able to trade to. If we go take a look at the SPYs are trading inside the swing point here from October 27th. That's got volume of 389 million shares. We'll get some type of signal as the SPYs get up above that. You get above that, you close above that. If you do it with volume, says that the SPYs have got a 1.272 butterfly pattern. If you close above it on lighter volume, says the move isn't real, but the SPYs could still move higher. And what you could be setting up is a tiger butterfly. Ooh, that would be a beautiful trade, folks. If we take a look at the small caps are right here, trading out right now. Let's see, the IWM is trading out at 74.85. And what that is doing is got this back up here against this one swing point from December the 27th. high on that 75.16. Also, when you're coming into, another swing that was created on January 3rd, when we had that gap up, you had 60 million shares. As you came into that on Friday, you only had 43 million shares. As you came into it on Thursday, you had 52 million shares. We'll watch to see how the small caps respond here. Looks like they're just really building up some energy, a little cause to complete the ABC pattern that's on the small caps. That would take the small caps up into the 77.80 area. What do you have up there at 77.80? Well, that means you would get up above the swing point from October 27th. That's what's going on in the marketplace, and it's all going to be about the euro, the king dollar. It's going to be about that correlation that you've got going on out there. And so before we go, close out the show here, and then Tom and I come back, what I want to, again, put up on the screen here, this is going to be the week, this is going to be the fun week, in my opinion. Why? Because this is where you're going to go ahead and you're going to identify what is it that you want to manifest in your life. What toys and rewards do you want to manifest? What type of giving do you want to have during your year here? And I talk about the next 12 months. What do you want to do for 2 to 10 years? And then 10 years later, what are your real economic goals? And write down over the course of the next 15 years, by year, how much income do you want to be able to generate, folks? Do it for yourself. Do it for any business that you're in. Folks, you got a plan. 877-927-6664. You can't call me, but you can call me after this show. And Tom and I will be back. Have a great morning, folks. We'll be right. See you in 8 minutes.